Now, where are you from?
Lafayette, Louisiana.
Certain part you represent?
I represent the whole Lafayette. I'm originally from Truman. I represent the whole Louisiana.
Still living in
Whole
Lafayette?
Yeah, still live in Lafayette.
I pronounced it wrong, huh? Is it Lafayette? I said Lafayette.
You just said it the correct way.
I said it the correct way?
Just not how you just said Lafayette.
Lafayette.
Yeah, Lafayette.
But do you hear people say Lafayette?
Yeah, they say it wrong all the time, but you know.
I always thought it was Lafayette.
Some people just say Laffy because they can't say Lafayette.
Mm.
You know.
If somebody's never heard of Lafayette, what's the closest major city one would be familiar with?
I mean, Baton Rouge. We like 35 minutes away.
And if somebody's not familiar with Baton Rouge, but maybe they're familiar with New Orleans, how far is New Orleans?
2 hours away. About 2 hours, hour 45.
Now, what was it like for you growing up in Lafayette? Can you paint that picture for us?
Man, it was cool. It was cool like a motherfucker. Mom's worked her whole life, you know what I'm saying? But Mom's was a gambler. She used to, you know, we'd go house to house a lot because she would lose all the money gambling.
Lose all the money?
Everything, all the rent money, gambling. Man, I could recall times we wouldn't even unpack all our stuff.
Mm.
Yeah.
You said it was a cool experience. That sounds like it could be a rough experience.
Nah, because in Louisiana, you know, you always come up out of grandma's house. So it'd be like, you know what I'm saying? Like when you go, Gram's house is the house you want to be to anyway. That's where all the action is.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? But coming up as a kid, playing sports was everything. You know, it's different now. Playing sports was everything.
Was it a rough upbringing for you at all?
Nah, I mean, when you move to different hoods, you know, you got to fight. Like, you got to fight. You know,
Why? Why do you have to fight?
Because you're the newcomer in the neighborhood. So somebody want to test you, you know, and that's how you prove yourself. Some motherfuckers like, you know, and then after that, once you get cool, you know, with everybody from that side, wherever you at, everything be cool, you know.
Couldn't you just talk it out? Why does it have to become physical?
Now, sometimes you get by without fighting, but ain't no talking out because somebody going to sneak you out with. That's just what it is, you know. Now, it's a lot of gunplay going on and stuff, killing, but I mean, back in the day, man, there was nothing but fighting going on, but I mean, it was cool, you know.
But why? Why is that?
It's just when you go to a new hood, you know, it's like you getting jumped in. You know what I'm saying? Like you just moved in another hood. You shooting basketball in the gym. They always got somebody, a big dog that's younger your age or something, he gonna test you, or he might send somebody to go test you just to see where your heart at, you know. And you might be like, they ask you, man, where you from? Where you come from? This and that. You might be like, oh, I'm from such and such. Shit, they might feel like some type of way, like, man, fuck that, and, you know, just test you. Then after that, I mean, shit get cool. It wouldn't be all the way bad. It would be cool, you know.
What happens if you fail the test?
I mean, if you run, that's your ass. They gonna keep fucking with you. Nah, they gonna always fuck with you. You go in the store, they gonna fuck with you. You know, as a kid, you know, coming up, take your candy, let you buy the candy, take your candy. You know, you got some change, take your change. It's coming up as a kid, though. You know.
Mm. Do you agree with that?
Nah, I don't agree with violence at all. But I agree with self-defense. You know.
Now you say it's gunplay.
Oh, yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
So somebody moving to a new hood, they can be tested with gunplay?
Well, I mean, it depends. Because the kids now, like everything our way, it's not about sports no more. Everybody want to be a rapper, a gangster. Like, it's just different. And the way how things is going, it ain't like how it used to be. Like, it's totally different, like, you know. And, you know, like, parents these days, it's young parents. Like, me coming up, we had older parents, you know. So it was different. These days, it's young parents having kids, you know. They 14, 15-year-olds. So they raising their children off what's going on right now. Then with all the type of drugs that's going on, you know. Back then, you know, we crack babies, you know. Now they on X, they on heroin, you know. They on all kind of shit. So it's a totally different from crack babies, you know what I'm saying?
So Is that the reason why it is the way it is at this point?
It's wild, man. Them households is wild. And, you know, all the kids want thug all the way, you know. Ain't nobody want to play no sports no more. Everybody want to be gangsters, you know. Everybody rappers. Back in the day, it wasn't a lot of rappers. Since this social media stuff, you know, kids are seeing that. They want to be that, you know. They want to do videos with the guns, holding the guns, pointing at the camera and all of that. So, that's how they rocking my way. It's just totally different.
Do you think this is temporary? Do you think this is a fad? Or do you see this changing in the future? Or do you see this being a it is what it is situation and possibly getting worse from the point it is now?
I hope it changed, but I don't see it right now. Shit, we got in Atlanta yesterday. Shit, we done had 2 murders in less than 24 hours from kids. You know, so I don't see it changing no time soon right now.
Talking about back home?
Back home, yeah. Back home. Cause I'm gonna tell you like this. If you kill somebody homeboy, then you know it's retaliation from each side. So it's bam, 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 bam going back and forth. So, you know, I don't see it changing, and everybody wanna be tough, you know what I'm saying? You know, and even the ones that's pussy, they tough, cause when they with a clique, they act tough, you know? And shit like that.
Yeah, I always wondered what the end point was when it comes to somebody getting killed, because there is retaliation, and some retaliation can be prolonged in comparison to other people's retaliation. So, when does the end point? When does stuff change? How does stuff change? How do we go away from this mentality?
I don't know, man. I don't see it changing.
Is it the right mentality to have?
It ain't
if one person is killed, should there be retaliation?
Does
it depend on how that person was killed if retaliation is justified or
that's
not?
That's a good point what you said. But it's like, if you kill my dog, I'm gonna kill your dog. That's how niggas coming. That's how they rocking. So it's like, you know, and I done been in a household where somebody mama be like, yo, let that go, and niggas be like, when she walk away, man, fuck that, we going to war. You know, and I done been in a household where motherfuckers' mama be like, man, that's my fucking son, this and that, woo-tee-woo, what a mama influencing it. So, you know,
tough subject.
Yeah.
And there could be different perspectives on how you see different things.
Yeah. It's gonna take somebody to get in these kids' minds. Now I'm gonna tell you, like I think some of the celebrities need to, you know, go down more into the community and try to talk to some of the kids, try to get them involved in different things, because right now, guns is what they involved in. Guns and drugs. That's what they involved in. It ain't about getting money no more. It ain't about getting money. It's just about guns and drugs. Like, they happy with shooting at motherfuckers.
So not a rough upbringing for you, but what was your roughest moment growing up?
Oh, man, we had this little clique called Squad Up. And we was in high school. We would go everywhere terrorizing shit, like shooting shit up and all kind of stuff. And we had an incident that went down in St. Martinville. I really don't want to talk too much about that incident, you know. But yeah, it was some real shit, you know what I'm saying? And shit that went down. So, you know, some of the niggas out there still, you know, hold grudges towards us on that, you know. But shout out my dog, getting us out of that motherfucker, shoot him up.
Now, sounds like you were a part of some street activity.
I wouldn't say that. I was a hustler, man. That's what violence wasn't like, was it all me? You know, I'm cool with everybody on my side. I was a hustler. I'm about getting money, you know what I'm saying? When I was in school, I used to sell candy, soda rocks. I used to sell to motherfuckers. I'd go to the store, buy some candy, go to school and sling it. But, you know, that mentality took me somewhere else. And somebody showed me something, and I seen where I could have made some fast money, you know. So I was a hustler, you know. That was my thing.
Is it safe to say candy was a gateway to selling other things?
It was. I mean, it's not safe to say, but it was. You know, I seen at school, you know, the chips that they didn't have in the machines, I went and get those chips out the store, and I sold them on campus, and the teachers used to complain, talk about, hey, they got us guys selling these kind of chips, this and that, slowing down our money because, you know, they sell candies and stuff at school, and they save it for different organizations and stuff. So I seen where I could have made money. I seen where I could have go in the game, something like the crack epidemic. When motherfuckers seen how they could have, you know, when they take over with this crack shit, I seen where I could have take over. Then my cousin showed me something, and it changed my life after that. You know, he showed me something how to make some money. It changed my life after that.
That's what I meant by street activity.
Yeah.
Street activity doesn't have to necessarily mean violence.
Yeah.
It can mean
Yeah.
hustling and
fucking right. Yeah.
all kinds of other things.
Yeah.
Stuff that might not be legit.
Yeah.
Legal.
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
Yeah.
Now, when it came to dealing with the streets, when did that start for you?
Man, I was about 13, but ain't nobody really knew what I was doing. Like, and I would dib and dab like 13, and I dipped back when I was like 15. Like, nobody really knew what I was doing because, you know, I come up with a good family, you know, even though hustlers was in my family, but we take family real serious. So people wouldn't be like, oh, all they doing is hustling, this and that. The way how we was raised real good, but we had sneakiness in us. But by the time I turned like 18, 19, man, it was game time, you know, but I still carried myself a certain way. I didn't carry myself like I'm just this street nigga posted up on the corner, this and that. Nah, I carried myself. I always kept a job. So if my name would come up in anything, I'm still that clean guy because I got a job, you feel me? And I was doing music. So, you know, but motherfuckers that I fuck with, they already knew what time it was, you know what I'm saying? So.
Now, dealing with the streets,
yeah,
that can be a very risky path.
Hell yeah.
There's consequences that can come from that.
A lot.
Violence that can come from that.
A lot.
Incarceration, be it jail or prison time, that could come from that. Not to mention stress.
Oh, hell yeah.
The looking over your shoulder.
Hell yeah. All the time.
And various other things.
Yeah.
Why go that route? Why deal with these type of variables?
American dollar, man. You know, like, it seemed like it was so easy. It's like this, all right. If I'm at a job that's $7.15 an hour, $7.15 an hour, but shit, I could sell this motherfucking, I could sell a 20 rock, I could sell an 8 ball in 5 minutes. I mean, you know, and, you know, seeing things like me coming up, seeing motherfuckers that, swingers was big always, so seeing a motherfucker in a cutlass on some swingers, like as a child, that fucked my head, because that shit that I like, seeing motherfuckers with a rollie, you know, seeing motherfuckers with the chains on, like, you know, so, and knowing where they got it from, and then having a job, like, just making, actually, I was making $6.30 an hour, and I could sell an ounce of weed, like, you know what I'm saying? X, like, you know, like, I could sell a K-pack of X like this. Like, it was a no-brainer for me. But I kept a job because, you know, like I said, I was a smart hustler.
But with the $6 and whatever cents you were making an hour, you didn't have to worry about violence or jail or looking over your shoulder.
Fucking right. And I tell anybody, a job is the best thing to have. I tell a motherfucker hustling ain't the way to go. I tell them that all the time. A job is the best thing. But as for me, a job was the best way, but it's things that I wanted. And like, I'm not saying that was right what I did, but that was just me at the time, you know, and I put myself in a position, you know, I wasn't hustling, like, young I was hustling because I wanted things, but I got smarter. You know, I invested the street money into a business. I got a couple businesses back home, you know what I'm saying? So I invested my money, you know, into some businesses where I ain't got to do this street shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't put in my time. I ain't trying to go back, you know what I'm saying? So if motherfuckers that's doing it, and if they listening to me, that ain't the way to go. Having a job is the way to go, but if you doing it, be smart about it, because the shit don't last forever.
Did you know these consequences and these things that can come?
Yeah. Yeah, hell yeah.
Going into it? Because some people don't know. They go into it and they find out later, oh, man. They may be in too deep at that point and can't figure out how to get out or don't want to get out.
Well, I'm going to tell you like this. My mama told me this. You know, she told me this, and she didn't know what I was doing, but she told me this. She said, Smoke, if you gonna fuck around and get in these streets, I ain't come and get you. So you better have some bond money, you better have your lawyer money. So when I jumped in, that's the first thing I knew what I needed. I needed to give me about $5,000 and put it to the side. And that's not really shit. You know what I'm saying? That's not really shit, but I knew what I had to do. You know what I'm saying? Put it to the side. And a lot of these motherfuckers, they hustling, they don't even understand that, because when they get caught up, the first thing they do is, hey, call such and such, let's put some money together to come get me.
So this was hidden from your parents? Or did they kind of know what was happening?
Nah, my mama really didn't know until when she was in the room cleaning up, and she was grabbing some of my clothes, and she found some shit. And it fucked her up, because she never, like, she seen who I would be around, but she never knew of me to be doing that, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, she would see a lot, it started to put a lot of things together. She would see a lot of money in the drawer, but she just was thinking that when I was working, I just was saving my money, because I was living with her. We was living in Himbola apartments. It wasn't no major bills or anything, you know, like we was maybe spending like $400-500 a month. That's on light rent and all of that, you know what I'm saying? So she didn't really assume. She just thought, yeah, he's saving his money, you know. And then she always would see me with cough syrup bottles and stuff, and you know, she just never had put everything together, and then she caught on.
She didn't think you were a sick kid.
She just, you know, like
you got a cough syrup bottle, but you're not sick.
She know, but you know, she know like my partners. She know my partners. You know, they would, you know, and she never judged them, like to say I don't want you hanging with them. You know, that's my partners from coming up, from being younger. You know what I'm saying? But she never seen me posted on no corner, running up to cars or anything like that. So, like, it wasn't in her mind till when she hit the stash. And, you know, it fucked her up, you know what I'm saying?
So when she did find out, what was the reaction?
She went crazy. She went crazy like a motherfucker, but shit, I was in too deep by then, you know, and she you know, she just was like, you know, it's your choices, you know.
Go ahead.
Make sure you stand up. That decision, make sure you stand up. That whatever decision you make, whatever happens, you know, you stand by that. That's on you, you know.
It sounds like your mom had some leniency with you. Like she was, okay, maybe your friends had some drugs or narcotics around, but she wasn't to the point where, oh, you're not allowed to hang with these people anymore.
Nah. Because, you see, I wasn't getting into trouble. Like, you know, like the little shit, like the little fights every now and then and shit. Like I wasn't getting into trouble, you know. I was always playing sports. You know, I fuck with everybody around my city and the surrounding cities. I get real love, you feel me? But, you know, I was doing what I had to do, you know what I'm saying? And we, like I said, when we had this little clique called Squad Up, you know, my niggas was wild and them boys was wild, you know. And you know, I had got into it, but then I started thinking, I'm like, man, if we warring with them motherfuckers all the time, how the fuck we gonna get the money? Like, that's when motherfuckers gonna be like, man, fuck that nigga, we gonna rob that nigga, you know, this and that. I start thinking, so, you know, shit caught my head. But my mama, she barely, like, she was a gambler. She used to love the casino, she was a gambler. And my daddy would smoke dope, and he would be locked up all the time. You know, he wasn't no bad, just cause he did drugs, that didn't mean he was bad at all. That's just what he did. You know what I'm saying? And my mama liked to gamble. Like my mama, from Thursday to Sunday, she wouldn't be home. And like I said, like when she would come back, when the first of the month, you know, we was off to somewhere else until we'd stay where we had to stay until the landlord would get tired of saying, y'all behind. Y'all got to go.
So did her leniency play a part into you indulging into these activities? Do you think if she was more stricter on you, or?
I don't know. Nah, because, man,
I mean, this is hindsight 2020, looking back at the past.
Man, I'm going to tell you, seeing what I seen, like I had a cousin used to watch me, and like.
Because you mentioned a grandmother, a cousin watching you. Your mom's not around.
Yeah, like
100%.
Nah. She was there, but she wasn't. But like she always did check up on me. But you know, some shit I seen that I wasn't supposed to see. And you know, as a kid, as you watching things, and a lot of adults don't know, man. Kids pay attention to a lot of shit. Like, so you know, if you rolling a blunt around a kid, a child is watching, looking at, you know what I'm saying, and I was sitting down on the sofa watching the basketball game, but looking at my cousin break down bricks and count cash, you know what I'm saying, count money. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at it and I'm like, you know, and I'm looking at all the money. What you think that's going to do? I'm a child. Seeing $1,000 at 11 years old is going to you think that's a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? And I'm listening to motherfuckers and I'm listening, yeah, this 70 grand right here. Yeah, this another 80 grand. What you think, man? That's fucking me up. You know what I'm saying? That's fucking me up all the way. So what you think? What you think that influenced me, huh? Yeah.
But you weren't forced into it. This was not one of those street activity paths that was unavoidable.
Nah, I could have swerved it. And then, you know, I started paying bills at a young age. Like once my sister and my mom had clashed, like she was like, man, look, I'm tired of all of this, you know what I'm saying, this back and forth stuff. And she was like, I'm going to get my own place. And it was me and my mama. So a lot of times I was paying bills and stuff like that, you know, and, you know, like the job wasn't cutting it, man. My paychecks would be one some, two some every 2 weeks. Man, by then the rent and all that had then went up, man. That was, man, we wasn't cutting that, you know what I'm saying?
Any regrets?
Nah, I ain't got no regrets. None. The friends I lost, all of that, I ain't got no regrets at all. None at all.
Why not?
Just ain't got nothing. I mean, I like the way my life going. I just don't have no regrets at all. Like none at all. No regrets. None at all.
Was it worth it? Was the risk worth the reward or what you got out of it?
Yeah, because I'm accomplishing a lot, you know, the money I made, like I said, I invested. I knew if I stayed doing what I was doing, eventually I was gonna get caught up. And I done had situations where I'm just blessed. So, you know, I invested. I listened to one of my cousins. He was like, man, you're gonna have to figure something out, you know, and, you know, invested, you know, real estate in a print company and with my music, you know what I'm saying? But real estate is, yeah. If anybody want to know anything, real estate is the key. Flipping houses, rent houses is the key.
Now, when your mom found out what was going on, did she try to stop you?
Yeah. She tried to talk to me. Man, I remember I was scared to go in the house because I didn't want to face her. I was like, man, you know, I didn't want to face her. I walk in the house. I try to walk in the room. She was like, come here. I'm like, man, sit down to the table. She was like, you know, it's two ways with this. I'm like, man, I don't want to hear that. Like she was trying to talk to me, trying to preach to me. Then it was crazy. One time I got out of the shower, I was throwing on my clothes. And when I was shooting out, she said, come here. So she said, drink some of this. I said, drink some of this? What drink? What? I'm not thirsty. She like, boy, drink some of this. I'm like, drink some of this. Man, she had some holy water. That was some holy water she had. She wanted me to drink. I'm like, man, you know what I'm saying? We laugh about that all the time, me and her. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, she tried. But, you know, after she seen that, you know, she just, you know.
Now, you had a job.
Yeah, I always kept a job. Always kept a job.
And you were in school.
Yeah.
While this was going on. So you were 1 foot in school, 1 foot in street activity.
Yeah, see, the street activities was the reason why I really didn't go to college. I didn't go to college. This was the reason why, because the streets, I was seeing money. And I was like, man, I ain't about to waste my time going to college, man, you know what I'm saying? And when I thought about going back, it was too late, because by then, the pill game and the weed game was crazy. And I was like, shit, fuck a school. I didn't even know what the fuck I was going to school for. Probably going to school just to try to shoot on some hoes on campus. You know what I'm saying? But I always wanted to be a boss. I wanted to be my own boss. Like, you know, I felt like I was a smart motherfucker. Like, and I'm not saying smart as like too smart. I was too smart for myself. Like, I wouldn't. It took me a while to listen to motherfuckers. Like, I just was always wanted to be my own boss. I always wanted to do my own thing, you know. And going to school, I was like, what the fuck I'm going to school for? Like, I ain't know what the fuck I was going to go to college for. I was like, so when I started making this money, I was like, shit, fuck college. But I wouldn't tell a motherfucker that. I'd tell a motherfucker, go to school. You know what I'm saying? Don't follow what I did, you know.
You did graduate high school, though.
Yeah.
Somebody watching this, let's say they're 1 foot in school and 1 foot in street activity. And you dealing with the streets started from 13 and it went on farther than that. But let's say somebody's around that same age, between 13 and, you mentioned 18 and 19 and some more stuff, but let's just say 13 to 18, somebody's 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Circumstances could be different for everybody. Yeah. But what's general advice here you would tell somebody watching this? I mean, you gave some advice throughout this whole segment, but...
Streets ain't got no love for a motherfucker, man. Streets ain't got no rules, none of that. I say go to school, get your education. Try to figure out while you're young what you want to do, you know. Plan A, plan B. You know, figure out, you know, jot things down, write things down on a paper, put it on the refrigerator. Like the streets, like I wouldn't tell you go ahead and, you know what I'm saying, get in the streets, but if that's what you choose to do, that's what you choose to do. But just know the consequences that comes along with it.
What kind of kid were you in class?
Oh, nah, I was bad in school. Yeah, I was bad in school. But I knew that if I do my homework and if I make a D, I'm going to pass this motherfucker. So, you know, homework, I made sure I did my homework. But I used to cut up in class. Like that was, you know, all the time.
Did you rap in school?
Yeah. I had a little clique. We was called Superstar Entertainment. And we used to throw our own shows and shit like that. That's how we'd make money. And Cupid, with the Cupid Shuffle, he used to throw shows. Like, he would get us to promote his parties because we was the poppin' kids and shit like that. So, you know, it was cool, you know.
So you saw Cupid's rise?
Oh, from the beginning. I seen him from when I was younger and he was in high school. I seen him from the beginning. So I know how he feels, you know, like, you know, I seen it from the beginning, from the start of it.
Surprised at the level of success he's garnered at this point?
Nah, I'm not surprised because he had it in him. He had it in him, you know. He had it in him. A lot of motherfuckers our way got it in them. It's just nobody comes our way to see what's going on with our movement. Most artists either get killed or they go to jail our way, you know. So a lot of labels, they don't come to Louisiana, especially Lafayette, you know. And Lafayette, we breaking all the records our way. The chillin', we call it the chillin' circuit, you know. You got New Orleans, Baton Rouge, Shreveport, but Lafayette and Shreveport, they're part of the chillin' circuit too. But Lafayette, Lake Charles, Alexander, New Iberia, Morgan City, Monroe, Yeah, the chilling markets. Yeah, that's where all the records get broken at.
Do you think he's been around this long because he's not rap music, he's R&B, he's dancing, he's
the line dance king. Like he found his twinge. Like he found a way to get in, and he gonna be here forever. I promise you. Like he found his way how to, like when he came in the game with the R&B, it was cool because he can sing. But this line dance stuff that he got, like something like how, because the Entourage from our way too, the ones that made the bunny hop. See that was a hit too back in the day, the bunny hop. But Cupid found his way, and he makes a lot of line dance music, and he gonna be here forever because at every party you gonna hear the Cupid shuffle. You on a cruise, you gonna hear the Cupid shuffle. Wherever you at, you gonna hear it. So he just find a way how he gonna be in the game forever, if you ask me.
How young did rapping start for you? What grade or what age?
I started writing my own music in probably in the 8th grade.
Middle school.
Yeah, middle school.
About to be high school.
I used to rap other songs. Like my mama used to play the Ghetto Boys tape, Mind Playing Tricks on Me, and I loved the beat. Doo, 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 doo. And I used to listen to that all day and rap it. And then I used to listen to MC Hammer and shit like that. And I just love rap music. Master P is like, is my idol. Like I was a Master P fan.
Did you battle other classmates? Were you into that?
Nah, I wasn't into the battle rap. I always was into trying to figure out how to make some money. Like the battle rap, battle rap, like it's different. It's way different, and like I just wasn't into it. I used to like to look at it, but me getting into it, I was never into the battle.
What do you mean it's different?
Like, you see, like on the East Coast, it's about bars coming at and going at somebody. Our way coming up, it was about the line everybody would say, "I'ma come down, and I'ma come down." That was like, you know, that's like how people would do our way. And then like on the East Coast, you know, you're doing punchlines and coming at somebody talking about how they look. It just was different, you know what I'm saying, coming up our way. So I wasn't into that like that. I was just into, I love music and I wanted to try to make some money out this shit.
Did you do talent shows?
Yeah, hell yeah. I did talent shows, and then I would throw my own talent shows.
The talent shows that you did you win?
Yeah, I won like...
Not the ones that you threw?
Nah. Yeah, I won a bunch of talent shows, a bunch of them, but I got to the point where I thought I was too big to do talent shows, you know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't even, like talent shows and open mic, I wouldn't even fuck with them because I thought I was too big to do them and stuff, so...
Did you perform at pep rallies?
Yeah, pep rallies, yeah. As a matter of fact, they're trying to get me to do one right now at my old school, a pep rally, to perform to.
But you performed while you were in school at pep rallies?
At my school, yeah.
You graduated high school.
Yeah.
But you were also, again, in street activity at the same time.
Yeah, they never let me walk on stage neither. They said I missed too much days of school. They was going to try to make me repeat it. But Dr. Aguilar was like, nah, we getting him the fuck out of this motherfucker. And shit. So they never let me walk across. They made me, they was like, you going to throw on the cap and gown, you going to sit down. And I'm like, man, I'm not doing none of that. But they made me go and, like, because, you know, seniors finish before everybody. So they made me go back to school and finish the remainder of the year. Then after that, you know, that was it.
My question to you is, since you're 1 foot in, 1 foot out at this point in your life, I've done interviews where people that are in street activity, the street activity consumes them or they get consumed in it and they don't see a need for school or a point for school and they drop out. Why didn't you drop out if you were involved with what you were involved with?
Man, when I was young,
and it sounded like you were doing good for yourself at that point.
All the hoes was in school. Excuse my language, all the girls was in school. Man, look, when I'd get suspended and I'd be home, I'd be bored as shit. I'd be like, man, fuck, man, it's fucking boring, man, because everybody in school. My partners in them in the streets, but all the girls in school, you know what I'm saying? So I love school, you know what I'm saying? That's where all the girls was at.
So that's why you stayed, because of the girls.
Man, I stayed because of the girls. I knew I could have passed. That wasn't a problem. And I was playing sports. You know what I'm saying? I love sports. I was playing sports. So that's honestly the three main reasons right there why I stayed in school. The three main reasons.
It wasn't because your parents were trying to make sure you graduated or anything like that?
Nah. My daddy was locked up. My daddy was locked up. He ain't even come to one of my games ever in life, like, you know, but he wasn't a bad father. He just was, you know, he outlawed, he was doing him. My mama, she was gambling like my whole life. My mama was gambling, you know what I'm saying? So they never made me stay in school, you know.
So would you say you were self-motivated to finish?
Yeah. Self-motivated. Still is, till today. Still self-motivated.